Hey, 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 what's up, y'all? This is your girl, Nisha Niche, and I am coming to you today on this Mindset Monday to talk about, to continue the What Are You Feeding series. Okay, so over the last few weeks, over the last couple of months, because each week it's a new What Are You Feeding? This week's What Are You Feeding series is going to be on what are you feeding your non-vocational hobby. What are you feeding your hobby? That hobby is something that's non-vocational. So of course, let me just tap in real quick. We have been going over a lot of the domains of life. So there's 10 domains of life total. And we have gone through, the social, emotional, the physical, the mental. We've gone even through what are you feeding your spirit for your spiritual life. And now we're going to dive into what is it that you are feeding your avocational life. So avocational is your hobby. So your vocation is your career. This is what you do. That's your work life. But avocational is going to be your hobby. What are you feeding your hobby? So here's the thing. When it comes to hobby, I'm not talking about a side hustle. Okay. A lot of you all might have side hustles, and side hustles are something that you're going to make money on. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking specifically about maybe there's a habit that you are trying to attune. For an example, I love French culture. The French culture is appealing to me. I would have loved to have been French opposed to American because I just love the culture. And so in high school, you know how you can take a language course. So I took French and learned lots. Over time, of course, I got real rusty. So I only know like the basics, or before I started practicing again, I only knew the basics. So now I'm getting very good at not just reading, because I was like fluent with reading, but actually speaking and responding. Why? Because I downloaded an app called Duolingo, which has, thousands of languages on there. But I use the app to brush up on my French. And so every single day, I do a French lesson. Yes, every single day. It doesn't take long. It's literally a few minutes out of the day. It's not like I'm committing a whole hour to it, not even so. I mean, unless I had a whole hour to commit, then if I wanted to, I would. But when you're learning something new, you have to take a break after 20, 30 minutes. You're like, okay, I gotta retain what I'm learning. But learning French is a hobby for me. It's a hobby because I do it every day. I don't get paid to do it, but it's also helping me in the area of this is what I like to do. And I have a passion to learn this thing and to actually do it. But the only thing that is serving me is that I will, once I learn it, then I can like go and have conversations with, other French speakers. So that's what it would be serving me to do. People have all kinds of habits. My kids like to collect rocks. I don't know, but it's a hobby. They like, when we go to the park, they're collecting rocks and putting it in their pockets. I don't know if it's a kid thing or it's a hobby that they like to do, and they actually do play with the rocks later on. And so, what is one of your hobbies? Comment below. Comment below. I want to know, what is a hobby that you have that you really haven't actually tapped into? I know a few years ago, I didn't have the state of mind where, oh, I wanted to have a hobby. I thought having a hobby was a waste of time. I was like, why would I do something that pleases me in this area when I need to be worried about working or doing things that's going to make me money, those money making activities. But that is a poor mindset. That is a poor state of mind for you to be in, to only think that you don't need to have a hobby because it's not paying you or making you money. And so change your mindset. This is an area of life that really helps you glow. It's an area of life that gets you away from the mundane. It's an area of life that needs to be healthy. So when I'm talking about being healthy in all 10 areas of life, it's because if you're not healthy in that area, it's going to affect another area. And so there could be many causes, but the one solution is you really need to lean into that thing that you love. Another hobby I have is dancing. So actually, I had at one point had a certification in liturgical dancing because I love that style of dancing. I love to dance no matter what. I just got my certification in liturgical dancing, but I love all types of dancing. And when the beat drops and the music come on, it's like I get to move it. And it's a hobby that I love to do. I don't need to get paid to do it. I will go to a dance hall and do some salsa dancing or do some hip hop dancing. And I will do like a class for a certain style of dancing just because I love to dance. It's one way that really gets me active. So, eliminates hours in the gym because dancing is an art and physical fitness. But I love to dance. And it's also another way I express myself. So I don't need to always talk, yell, or scream. Sometimes I can just dance or cry. I don't always need to express myself in that way. Sometimes I just turn on some music and I begin to dance to it. And so that's one way. That's one hobby that I have that I absolutely really love and enjoy. Now I do love nature too, so um, that's another hobby. It's just like being outside. I gotta have that. But as far as something to do outside, it's gonna probably be bike riding. So I love to bike on the trail. That is also physical fitness, but it's something about there's some relief there. I don't know. Maybe it's something passing by me, passing by the trees and the bushes and the river, the creeks. Maybe it's me in competition with myself because I try to get to my destination the fastest as far as, okay, if I know I'm going to go from one end to the next, how long will it take me? But I love biking on a trail. So those are just a few hobbies that I can think of at the moment that I absolutely don't mind doing. I don't need to get paid for it, but I do absolutely love it. So, and hobbies are usually something that you would do on your own. So it's a little less, not so much like volunteering. I know some people are thinking, oh, well, I volunteer over at the shelter, so that's a hobby. So I'm not talking about anything about volunteering. It's just more so an activity that you love to do. This is an area of life that if you don't already, should absolutely tap into because it makes you a well-rounded person. And when you grow this area and become more healthy in it, it actually enhances the other areas of life as well. So I hope you enjoyed today's What Are You Feeding series on what are you feeding avocationally when it comes to your hobby. What is that thing? So lean into that thing that you naturally love and like to do. And that's probably something, that's probably a hobby that will never go away. And you should lean into it more and grow it and make it healthy. Okay. Until next time, guys. Ciao.